There goes Karsten and Tony to get provisions. Danny and I got some work to do on the engines.
Well, that was easy. Not.
All right, we just had all our fuel delivered, so this is how we did it. 900 liters in jerry cans. It's gonna be sporty, but luckily it's with us. Yeah! We've just arrived in Djibouti after exiting the Suez Canal and sailing the entire length of the Red Sea through the infamous Bab el-Mandeb. All right, whoa, this has been a lot. I mean, at some point you gotta draw the line, but we've gone through a lot of water. It seems like a never-ending job, but let's see what we got so far. Looks like we can hang laundry on that. Okay. Kirsten's going to town on the teak. Yo. Having fun?
Yeah.
Check out what Karsten's pulling off the teak down here. What is that? Ugh. Ah. Gross.
It's just like the top dead layer of wood.
Carson,
Yeah?
remember seeing that speedboat here with the red trim on it?
Yeah?
Behind that boat there?
Yeah?
That's all that's left of it, behind. It's sunk.
What?
Yeah. So Tony and I was out here, said, oh, that's low in the bow.
Okay, I was thinking that. I was looking at it, I was like, why is the water almost coming over the bow?
Yeah, well, yeah. But that, it was like yesterday, wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
You could see that it had a problem.
Yeah.
We were sitting here this morning, I said, if that gets a wave over it now, and all of a sudden we saw it go down and down, and then, I don't know if then it had an air pocket in the back pontoon, and it was sticking out for a fair while. Just one little pontoon. I don't know if that's the mooring ball or the rest of the speedboat. Poor thing. That was a nice
Poor little speedboat just sunk today. We're gonna check on this boat in the morning, but I'm pretty sure she's going down, Bob. Be the second boat that's sunk in our probably 50-foot radius since we pulled in yesterday. Oh, look at that guy. It's a little shock and taste size boat. All right, first part of the check-in is done. They boarded, checked our passports, we signed all the paperwork. Now we're gonna go in. Karsten in Djibouti. There's a Danny in Djibouti. Crossing the train. Oh, right. Where does the train go, though? Boop. Into the grass. All right, we just got our passport stamped, so we are good to go. Checked into Djibouti. Pretty smooth operation.
They have no nails. I think that's maybe got
goes Karsten and Tony to get provisions. Danny and I got some work to do on the engines, working on the fuel filters, and gonna do some laundry. Get ready for this next leg through the Gulf of Aden, all the way to Dubai. About 1,300 more miles to go.
Well, that was easy. Not.
Oh, just taking this Raycor off. I mean, it was a beast. It was mainly the hoses were just not made to come off. The mount was all tricky. Took us about an hour probably to get this thing off.
It's like a fucking while.
But we got it, of course we got it. See what kind of gunk we have. I'm pretty sure this is part. So basically our problem is the engine now. It's getting a fuel starvation where it just doesn't run a steady RPM. So we got to try to fix that for our next leg. All right, here's the reveal.
I'll get the filter out.
So the reason we had to take this thing off is because there is no like drain hose. Like on Danny's and mine, there's just a little lever that whoosh, and you can drain it, but we couldn't get these two nuts off. I'll show you soon, but
Filter's clean.
that's new. We put that in a couple of days ago.
The fuel's not too bad.
Fuel isn't too bad, but
Blackish. Oh, look down the sediment bowl. Oh, look.
oh yeah, look at that. I don't know if you can see, it's just a bunch of black gunk. So we got to clean that bowl out. That's hopefully causing our fuel issue. That's the nut. We were trying to get this off upside down and no, it's not working. Alright.
No, I don't want to pull it in there because I want to clean fuel in it. Fill this. Oh, we won't have to if we hit the pump. Pump on there, we can pump the bloody stuff through.
Alright, that's much better. So either this will fix the problem or we'll eliminate and no, it's not this, and we'll move on to the next thing.
Hey, mate. Great job. Make an engineer out of you yet.
Yeah. So much about this trip is making me better. But one of the most valuable things I would say is being able to work side by side with Danny on the engines. We're a team. He has so much knowledge. He's got over 400,000 nautical miles. He owns his own boat that he lives on in Grenada. He's sailed it around the world. He owns moorings, but he's just, you know, been on and around boats for over 60 years. So him and I are down there as a team. He has all the knowledge. I'm agile. I can get into little tiny nooks and crannies and yeah, you know, give it a little muscle when it needs to. But it's just been so much learning. Just the engines have needed a lot of work, you know, just keeping them going for 10,000 miles. Just learning every time we go down in there. I come out with more knowledge, more experience, and I'm just gonna be that much better on my own boat and as a captain on other people's boats. It's been super valuable. Started already?
Well, just finish our food.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, we just had all our fuel delivered, so this is how we did it: 900 liters in jerry cans. And our agent, you know, has his dues. These guys are awesome. They just went and picked it all up. We're right in the middle of eating dinner, so we're gonna finish our dinner and then fill them up with jerry cans. Left Djibouti at about 9 a.m. today, and I'm on my first watch. The wind is about 30 knots averaging. We got it on a beam, and we're doing about 9 knots with just a head sail, no engines, nothing, just flying. We are just about to head east, and then we'll have it at our back. So we have stayed close to Djibouti, so what we're doing is avoiding Somalian waters. So we're basically backtracking and going north up to our point where there's the ITW, International Traffic Waterway.
It's technically called the IRTC, the International Recommended Transit Corridor, established to combat piracy. I'll get it wrong again in this video. Dyslexic, maybe?
Where it's like just international waters for shipping, and we're gonna try to get into that, and then we're gonna go east, try to stay in the center of Yemen and Somalia, and we're getting kind of close to there, but right now 10 knots, we are flying. Luckily the wind is at a beam, and once we start going east, it'll be behind us. And the forecast, and actually for the last month, 2 months, it's been this way. The winds are just ripping from west to east, and then wrapping up the land there, up Oman, which is the direction we're going. So that's nice. It's gonna be sporty, but luckily it's with us. And here we go, baby. We're on watch. We're looking for any kind of weird boats, fishing boats, watching the weather. There's a lot going on here, Bob. We're in the Gulf of Aden right now. We got Somalia off the starboard, and we've got Yemen on the port, but we are right in the little shipping channel. It's international shipping lane, pretty much in the center of both. And we've got a lot of traffic passing us and coming the other way. Just a few more days of pretty intense watches, probably 4 more days. I mean, honestly, just till we get to Dubai, but maybe it'll be a little less intense once we get out of here.
One thing that was consistent during this voyage was the food. 3 square meals a day, rain or shine, calm or turbulent, Karsten was on it, and that made a huge difference.
We've got about 32 miles until we exit the IRCW, the International Recommended Transit Waterway.
Ooh, close. Right idea though. IRTC, IRTC.
Which is this little highway in the middle of Yemen and Somalia with west and eastbound traffic. And all the boats I've seen so far are sticking right to it. So there's this little section of about 4 miles wide on the south side for eastbound traffic, and then there's a little section about 4 miles wide on the north side for westbound traffic. So every time I see boats on the AIS, or even if they're not, they're in their lane heading that direction. So it's been nice. But once we get out of the IRCW, that means we have now past the coast of Yemen. So we are still, even though we're a ways out, we are still sailing up the Yemen coast, but we have made it quite a ways through the troubled areas. Right now we have wind on a beam. The Indian Ocean is, the whole swell is hitting us because now we've passed the Somalia coast, so now it's just open Indian Ocean coming at us on the starboard side. So the seas have built up a little bit. But yeah, we've got one reef in the main. We're sailing along at about 8 knots. 15 knots of breeze here on the beam. See that? But yeah, here we are. Here's the little highway. We're here. We're this close. Going up yonder.
B-O-A-B, baby, we're B-O-A-B, baby, we're These are the tales of Moab.